Morning. Today, my thoughts are about future trends regarding marriage. In many ways, I have been caught up in the whole MGTOW movement recently and the pitfalls of feminism. But I've had sort of a realization that a large chunk of these problems are basically biology. Men generally looking for fertile women because they wanted to have kids, and women are basically looking for someone to take care of those kids. So essentially they're looking for resources because they're raising the child and distracted. So we come to modern day, where there was a social construct for a long time, probably started changing in 50s, 60s. So let's work from all people try to do good, or most, in their lives from that perspective. So we had the last 50 years, let's say, some kind of guideline, where the world's been changing. People are still attached to some of their old biology. So the women, biologically, want to have certain gene pool. So they like the tall guys, for instance, probably handsome, with good resources. Men still want the women who are fertile. So the women go to school, for instance, because they want to, I suppose, thinking that they'll be able to develop and get a more male with more resources and the physical characteristics they want. Problem: their peer group, same age, may have the physical resources, but don't have physical looks and everything, but don't have the resources, and so generally aren't committed to. Throw in a mishmash of one-night stands, women as well as men, because they don't believe women do that blindly. They pretend they do, which is fine. They don't want to be seen as a bad person, and so they do that. And so you have a bunch of women going after a certain type of guy, and then suddenly their friends start getting married, and they look around and go, oh, I have to find a guy now, and they realize that they're not attracting the guys that they were before. Perhaps they were, because they were young and fertile, they were looking at guys who were like 8s or 9s, and they're a 6 or a 7, maybe a 5. And unless you're meticulous in our culture, because of the attraction of food and easy transportation, you're going to gain a few pounds. It's pretty hard to stay athletic. So suddenly they're not attracting these guys, and so they make a decision to go after guys who are more to their equal. So they're average, so we're average guys. Are they resentful? Maybe. But the guys are resentful too, and now they've got resources. And suddenly the women are in their 20s and their fertile years are looking better and better, and they can attract them. They can just say hi and actually get a response. So you have guys who are 6, 7, and 8s who are able to date women who are 6, 7, and 8s who are younger and more attractive to them. It's all fair. When you think about it, each is getting what they want. But then you have women who are 30, want to go meet a 30-year-old guy, and there's less of them. They're not appealing, or the men are saying, no thanks. It's not biological for me anymore. I'm 35, I've given up, which is sad. My argument is that the women at that time are going to have to up their game. They're going to have to be the ones that ask out. They're going to have to be the ones that plan. And this is going to take more than a generation. It's been more than a generation since this has been going on. and adaptations are going to occur. The adaptations that I see of are easier sex, people marrying later, people having to be more educated to survive in our economy, or at the income level they choose. So there you go. You have basically a group of people that are likely not to be married as they get older. We have a dropping marriage rate, although the brunt of that seems to be the lower income groups. I'm okay with that, because we will adapt as a society, as a country, and as a world to these new realities. Kicking and screaming, of course. People are going to be angry. It's funny, people want, say a woman wants a man to take her out for dinner. I was told by my grandmother that yes, but there was reciprocation, meaning that the dinners were simple because people didn't have a lot of money 100 years ago, and they could very well have come back and they made dinner for them. And there was reciprocity, and everyone felt good about it. Perhaps small gifts, handmade, in some ways quite quaint. Was there stupidity? Yes. If you look at old movies and old books from 100 years ago, people were just as unhappy. I don't know. Some call it red pill awareness and going through the anger. I know I have kids, a son and a daughter, so I'm going to make sure that they're aware. That's it.